do the social posts and give people just a minute to arrive. I've got to open the chat in the other window and make sure I've got all of my various bits, and then we'll click start, because this game just jumps right into it. There's no music covered loading start screen I can hover on while we get started. And I've already been doing my playthrough, so I can't open my playthrough because that's spoilers. So I'm trying to find. Yeah, this'll do. We'll open that over there. This'll do. We'll open that over there. Oh, I heard myself. Oh no! And then we pop out the chat, and we can start playing any moment. You know what? We can load up a file. The start of this is the start of that one trailer that people will have seen when this game was first announced. The Link fighting some Dark Nuts, and we're like, oh shit, new 2D Zelda. Hey, Evelyn Void, how are you doing? Hey, Bella Bean. Oh, got water trapped in my ear. It'd be bad for me actually getting to hear the game today. Oh, sorry to hear you had a rough night. Terra, don't blame you at all, totally understand. I will say the opening of this game is... You remember that first trailer? Up to where, like, the title appeared? That's basically how the game starts, so you're probably safe that far. But, I don't blame anyone who wants to go in completely unaware. Hey, the BT. Good evening, Laura. Mystery Stream Prediction, a Might and Magic 6 blind playthrough with celebrity chef Ainsley Harrison teaching you guitar. We're getting elaborate now with the predictions. I can say that I'm excited for this game. I'm gonna say about 10 hours in. I think this game is fucking great. I am so hyped for it. You know how bad it is? I actively was upset to come stream Zelda because it meant stopping playing Zelda where I was at in it. I'm like, oh, I gotta play the cool beginning of the game rather than the middle of the game where I'm at. Because this whole game's so good. It's so good. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? There's one thing we're gonna do. We're gonna do this on hero difficulty. Someone suggested this. We might change it back, but we're gonna play this on hard mode. Hero mode is for advanced players. You take twice the damage, no hearts drop, and some accessory effects don't get applied. So, I don't know how long I'm going to leave it on hero mode, but we're going to start playing this on hard mode, because people were asking what hard mode would be like. So, hello, we are Link. This is definitely a Zelda game where you play as Link, like all those other Zelda games you know. You know, typical Zelda game. Like all the other ones in that regard. Give me a sec. Don't mind a few light spoilers, mostly using this to see if I want to play it. Yeah, that's my thought for today. I'm not going to be streaming this again until Friday. By which point, I imagine most people have played the opening few hours that are, like, excited to play it on launch day. I wanted to play a bit today to be like, hey, here's enough for you to get a sense if this is going to be your thing. Or to just, like, get a little taster of what it's like in practice. Z-target lock-on in a 2D Zelda. I love this. Echo says I love to play as Link in my very typical Zelda games. Right? It's such a normal Zelda game, this. Also, such a nice little Hylian shield render. I love it. Like, I'm not going to talk about stuff beyond what we see on stream today, so don't worry about getting spoiled for things that are, like, further ahead than we're playing. I recognize that most people won't have played this yet, and I'm going to try and keep to what we're showing. The BT, I did miss that mystery stream prediction, but I do love it. It's a great one. Oh, Echo, you might be disappointed if you're hoping for no changes to the formula. Oh shit, I get no hearts. I get no hearts. Because I put this on hero mode. Okay. Being able to Z-target in a 2D Zelda makes fighting bats so much more manageable. Look at my bow aiming up into the air. Oh, yeah, I was paying too much attention to the bats. Talus Alankil, I've played about 10 hours of it off stream, and I fucking love it. The fact that I had to not play it while subtitling Control-Alt-Access this morning, and then while recording Pogposition. Okay, I did play it during Pogposition. And while doing editing stuff. It was the most painful thing. I was like, no, but it's here. The video game is right here. I need to be playing it. Jane says, gah, it just made me cry. Jane is a little ahead of me, because Jane's had a little less work to do. Like, there was the State of Play stream yesterday and subtitle and controller access and stuff, so Jane's gotten a little ahead of me. I'm very excited by that response. I don't know what's made Jane cry, but I'm ready to be emotionally devastated. Fuck yeah. Right, how dare I have other work this week? It would have been fine any other week, but I've got an awards thing to go to tomorrow, which means some time out of the office, which means I had to pre-prep my work, which means less Zelda. Which I think is rude, frankly. Yeah, I've got sword, bow, and... Oh yeah, I haven't used it at all, but I have big bomb. Other work is rude. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this fight without healing and taking double damage. It's gonna be embarrassing if I die during the first, like, proper fight. But I'm on hero mode, so, like, it's not that I'm bad at games, it's that I deliberately made the game hard, so no one can judge me if I do bad at this fight. So, it's you again. You ever the troublesome one. Yeah, this is still Link gameplay, don't worry, Talus Alankil. Also, I'm so excited to be at the very final boss of this brand new Zelda, to be right at the end of the game. I'm ready to defeat Ganon and save the princess, and nothing will disrupt me. Only this time your presence serves me. Now I'll end you both. Oh hey, it's that shot from the trailer, you know that. Okay. Okay, things to remember. I should be circle strafing anti-clockwise because the spear is in his right hand, so I need to be strafing to his left. Oh, okay. Oh, and in we come. Right, Echo? I can't wait to see what the rest of this game is like after we defeat Ganon right at the start. Ah, I beat the game on hard mode. Speedrun completed. We've been streaming for 9 minutes, and we didn't start the game straight away, so hard mode speedrun complete. GG, world record. Defeating Ganon %. Now for us to free the princess. Uncle Bass says, wow, Nintendo charging £50 for a game this short. Shocking. What? What? Who could have ever seen this coming? Oh. I'm hoping we get far enough today that I can talk about my favorite narrative thing about this game. There's something I'm itching to talk about, and I'm kind of hoping we get far enough to do that today. We'll see. Oh, I've got to be proactive. I gotta break this crystal myself. God, the Order 1886 was a fucking short game, wasn't it? We still have jump. We have jump still, everyone. How goes the hyperfixation? I've been able to think of nothing else. I went on a bit of an adventure to get some physical copies of this yesterday, and I've been able to think of nothing since. Me and Jane stayed up till 2 AM and had to talk ourselves into... It would be sensible to go to bed, wouldn't it? So is this a girly game? You know how Princess Peach Showtime felt like undeniably, oh, this isn't a mainline Mario series platformer. It's a quote-unquote... It's a side game, it's a spin-off. It had the we made a girly game for girls feel. This feels like a mainline Zelda. That's the biggest compliment I can give this right now. It's like 10 hours in. It feels like a mainline Zelda. While also being girly as hell, and I fucking love it. It's girly as flavor as opposed to as pejorative. This is the hooded cloak that the swordsman in green dropped. It would almost completely cover your face if you wore it. So yeah, Zelda doesn't know who Link is in this one. Oh, they will mention Link's name, don't worry, but Zelda doesn't know Link's name. This is just a guy wearing green who saved her. Okay, we've got to do the escaping Ganon's tower in Ocarina of Time chase sequence. Run! Good action-packed start, this. Run! Okay, we're getting out, Oopsie! Right, default action jump in a 2D Zelda. We don't need Rock's Feather or nothing. Okay, Luna likes ladies. You will get to see a dungeon today, and I think you will be pleased. The first dungeon, I think, will be enough to reassure you about the dungeon design. Yeah, literally, that first trailer... Link comes in, fights the Dark Nuts, throws his cape off, beats Ganon, Zelda breaks out the crystal, runs away, walks out here. That first trailer, literally the opening of the game. I respect that. I respect when you have an opening to a game that is cinematically planned enough you can use it as a trailer. Mildly tweaked. Also, they love stand on an outcropping and have the title. And it's a good move. I understand why they do it. Oh, the woke detector, the DEI woke detectors aren't going to like this game, I promise you now. Now, I had someone ask me about the frame rate in this game, and the frame rate generally generally like it's decent. One of the few places where I would say there is a notable dip in frame rate is we're about to go to Hyrule Castletown for the first time, and the frame rate is inconsistent on that first visit, or at least it was. If you're worried about, like, oh, is it going to run poorly, you're about to see about the worst performance it has, and this is not representative of most of the game. We will get the only real notable bit of slightly stuttery. We're getting it out of the way real early. How does this compare to the other recent top-down 2D Zelda games? Look, I'm halfway through it, but, like, right now, if the plot is A Link Between Worlds is my favorite 2D Zelda. A big part of that is its plot payoff. I need to see how this plot ends. But mechanically, I fucking love this, and I would genuinely be okay with this being, like, the future of 2D Zeldas. I'd have a great time with that. You're not injured, are you? We were sick with worry. This whole week is a long time to be missing.
We thought you'd been stolen away like the others. The soldiers search for you every day.
Princess, play with me, play with me. I'm so glad you're back. But now, one of those icky rifts opened up here, too.
Yeah. Princess Zelda, now that we've arrived, please allow me to welcome you back as well. May I suggest you promptly speak with the king? I'm sure he'll be deeply relieved to hear you've returned safe and sound.
Yeah, like, it's not bad, but there's a little bit of inconsistent frame pacing that's like, walking through this town, particularly as you walk past the fountain, you might, like, this is about the most I saw it chug in 10 hours, was walking past that fountain on first visit to Hyrule Castle Town. So, hopefully that answers the question of performance. Most of it, particularly, like, when we're indoors, when we're in dungeons, when we're in the open world, like, most of it, pretty solid. That walking past that fountain's about the worst it's gonna get. Oh, sweet child, such a relief to see you safe. Welcome home, princess. I must say, your loyal imp felt so flustered that I could not save you myself. On top of all your kidnapping, rifts have been appearing all over. It's a source of much fear. I'm certain your return will be a great comfort to the people during these troubling times. You've always been quite spirited, though. I didn't expect you to make it back on your own. Oh, Mr. L, Zelda is canonically non-silent. I know we're not seeing the word Zelda is saying. It is important for me to say, Zelda is canonically speaking. That much does distinguish her. Like, canonically she is speaking, and we will talk about that later. Okay. She's going to draw us a nice hot bath for after we've had our meeting with the king. Like, I agree with you, because I get what you're saying is you wish she had dialogue text here. And I agree with you, but we'll talk about this in a bit. Darksteel, I'm glad you enjoyed that essay. Honestly, I stand by all those points whilst still thinking this is fantastic 10 hours in. Your State of Play stream yesterday helped me keep my mind off things. My dad had to be rushed to the hospital. Oh, gosh. He woke up, he's talking normally, that's a relief. It was so good to have something to watch while waiting for news on his condition. I am so happy that yesterday's stream could be that for you. I so almost didn't stream because I had Zelda here. I am glad that I streamed. I'm really glad that that stream was a positive for you. That's really nice to know. Also agree with Little Likes Ladies. Hot bath after escaping from the dungeon. Exactly what the doctor ordered.
Princess, I'm so relieved you're back.
Oh, Princess, what an absolute joy to see you safe and well again. Despite that joy, I feel ashamed that we were unable to find you.
On behalf of Minister Left and me, please accept our apologies, Princess.
It's General Right and Minister Left. It's right and left. And they're stood on... Left is stood on the king's left. It's the king's right hand and the king's left hand.
General Right, Minister Left. I appreciate your sentiments, but let's not dull this joyous moment with our regrets. Zelda, my dear daughter, you did well to return to us. Come closer so I may look upon you. I'm so relieved you are healthy and whole and well, and this Zelda game is over. Don't worry about that hero. I'm glad he saved you, but he's a nobody. Let him die in the rift. Game over. We saved the day. I do wonder what the pun is in Japanese, yeah. Okay, hey, Dad. Oh. A swordsman in green saved you from a fell beast. Quite the tale. But after defeating the monster, the swordsman was taken by a rift. It's him we have to thank for saving your life.
He was pulled away into a rift. Another one stolen away.
Indeed, I hope he is safe. Stolen away? A tidy phrase for a terrible fate. An unsettling phenomenon. Our fair Hyrule has continually been plagued with these rifts and disappearances. As you know, Rift has been appearing for a long time, claiming our young ones.
Yeah. Yay! Echo, I'm glad to hear your dad's doing better too. Yay for dad's recovering. Hell yeah. I'm glad both of you have doing better dads.
Indeed, so many children have been stolen away. We've remained vigilant, but despite our best efforts, we've never been able to prevent the rifts from appearing. Ultimately, those who've experienced losses have been left to contend with their grief. Now, I've been receiving reports about people disappearing from every corner of Hyrule.
It isn't just children anymore. Adults are disappearing too.
What could be causing such an uptick? For now, we should also work on finding the swordsman in the green tunic, and with haste.
Your Majesty! Your Majesty!
What is it, soldier?
Urgent news! The rifts, they're causing serious trouble!
Please, soldier, what are the details?
Of course, your majesty. So the princess got saved, but that did not stop all of this shit. Apparently, saving a princess does not automatically mean the world is safe. Apparently, a singular figure being saved is not enough to just magically fix the world. Firstly, we received word that someone from Southorn Village was swallowed up by a rift. Then we received news of dark monsters attacking people in Hyrule Field.
That's troubling news indeed. Thank you for your report, soldier. Tell the rest of your battalion to prepare for their departure immediately.
Yes, your majesty.
No. General, Minister.
Sire.
Minister Left, continue your investigations into the rift phenomenon. I'm expecting you to find a way to save any and all who've been vanished into the rifts.
You can count on me, sire.
General Wright, I leave the monsters to you. Prepare your troops and head to battle.
On my honor, sire.
This crisis must be dealt with. Continue looking into the rifts and locate those who've been lost.
Oopsie. Oopsie, this isn't good. Ah, Dad saved the day, but oopsie. All of our political leadership has fallen into a rift. This is why you don't let all your political leaders fly on the same aircraft. You send them on different flights. And now the problem begins.
Guards?
King of Hyrule?
Guards? Lock her up immediately.
Lock up the princess?
My daughter created the rift you see behind me. We cannot leave such horrible power unchecked. Disturbing though it may be, General Wright and Minister Left bore witness as well. Well, don't just stand there. Lock her up at once.
Yes, your majesty. So this would be why Zelda is on the run. The 3 top military members got replaced by evil clones who claimed that they witnessed you open evil rifts with dark magic. Why did we lock up the princess? What could the gang be thinking? You haven't heard? Apparently she's the one who created the rift in the throne room. What? There's no way. She might also be responsible for the other rifts then. Yeah. Yeah, it'll just keep popping up as long as she's around. There's even word the king plans on putting her to death to save the kingdom. I just can't believe the princess to be the cause of these things. Gotta break out of jail, everyone. Jailbreak time. Okay, cannot reach the crack. Fuck. If only I had some magical help and support. That's a really roomy jail cell. Well, we are the Princess of Hyrule. It makes sense they would give us the like, look, we're gonna put you to death, but like, you'd have the nicest jail cell. Here we go. Now, for those who were wondering whether the DEI people would get upset about this game, the anti-DEI, Tri uses they them pronouns. Oh, woke. Wokeism gone mad. How are we feeling about the new Zelda when we play as Zelda? I'm 10 hours in and I wish I was still... If I wasn't on stream, I would be playing my main playthrough. Whether I was streaming or not, I was going to be playing Zelda. I'm having a great fucking time. You can see me. Oh. My name's Tri. That blue monster. He caught me too. I've been watching you since then. I followed you here to this castle. Oh yeah, I should ask, what's your name? Oh, I have seen the woke of Tsushima. Bullshit, yes. Zelda, your life is in danger if you stay here. The person who put you here is the king, right? He told someone to hurry up and prepare for your execution. Once I heard that, I figured I'd better tell you. The king and the other 2 got pulled into that rift. The 3 that came out seemed weird. Oh, you noticed they seemed weird too. You think they're imposters? What an odd word. Anyway, it's too dangerous for you to stay here. I think if we could save the people who've been taken into rifts, we could reveal the truth. But none of those people will be able to get out on their own. We have to save them together, Zelda. But first, let's save you. Let's get you out of here. Off we go. Tri has to look back and go, oh. Oh, can you not walk through solid objects? You can't get through the bars? Huh, that's interesting. Let me help. Right, Tri is adorable. I love Tri's design so much. Hooray! Yes, that's what I was trying to get. I was trying to get the wand. Here we go. We got the tri rod. It's the same color as Tri. It's warm to the touch. So, here we go. Let's do jailbreak with echoes. I can now make tables. Let's get the hell out of jail. So this opening segment, I'm gonna say like this first half hour or so, pretty linear. It is an excuse to give us a number of beginner echoes to work with, and then it's used to get us familiar with the mechanics. The game becomes pretty open as it goes on, but this opening is like, yeah, let's ease you in. Let's make sure you got to grips before we throw a billion things at you. Hooray, we created an echo. We can erase them using the ZR button, or we can erase all echoes at once by holding ZR down. Okay, now we can escape. Off we go. Prison break time. Okay, so we've got to do a stealth section, but it's okay. Because we're going to avoid having to do much of the stealth at all if we possibly can. So we use some tables to get over here. Let's grab boxes, which we can use to obscure view. Okay, so I'm going to switch to the boxes, wait for this guard to pass. Create a box here so that guard can't follow around in a circle. He's going to get confused. Which means I can use that opportunity to just come around here. These guards are facing away, so we can just come around and see what they're chatting about. The other day I broke a pot to test a theory and General Wright came running. I'm sure he gave you an earful about that. Actually, no, I threw the pot kind of far and he ran it where he heard it break. So yes, for stealth purposes, breakable pots, which we can summon on command to create noise sources for sending guards in the wrong direction. But that's not my favourite use of these pots. We're gonna look at my favourite use of these pots in a minute. Because my favourite use of these pots is to hop inside. Okay, I did it while he was still looking. That's on me. I kind of flubbed that. That's my bad. Now, there is checkpointing in the stealth section. The very first time you fail the stealth section, you get thrown back in the cell. If you fail the stealth section a second time, you get put back to a checkpoint. So, the fact that I've been thrown back to a checkpoint here, don't worry, it's not that unforgiving. They want at least once to be like, oh, there's consequences, they're putting you back. Narratively, they're putting you back in the cell, but, right, we got this. Second time's the charm. We've got all the tools now. Wait for you to pass, turn the corner, block this. Around. Oh yeah, the voice actor for the person in the Ghost of Tsushima sequel, I believe it's Erika Ishii. We're gonna pop that there. We're gonna just run around you. We're gonna use my hiding in the pot trick for this guard. New Zelda game, yay or nay? Yay. I'm 10 hours in, and I'm fucking loving it. And I know no matter how much longer it is, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be about 20 hours. Maybe a little more if I want to be perfectionist about, like, tracking down side quest stuff. I'm gonna be desperate for more of it. And that's a good feeling to leave a game with. Okay, 5. 5 is a safe amount before he's gonna turn around. I probably could have gone further. He'll have a little look. But nothing suspicious. Come on, turn around, walk. Oh. I didn't go quite high enough. I want to be... Yeah, there we go, there we go. Haha! Fucking love hopping around in the pot. Oh, princess! I'm so glad you're safe. You're not hurt, are you? I can't even imagine what His Majesty is thinking. Claiming that you created that rift, it's preposterous. What? The king, general, and minister are all imposters? And your friend Tri made you a... Tri-Rod, was it? I see. Zelda can make use of the rod's power. Where might this Tri be now? You're all here on your own. Yep, we are invisible. Currently only Zelda seemingly can see Tri. Oh, interesting. The world's a mysterious place. Anyway, I'll always support you, princess, no matter what. You better not delay. The phony king's gonna get you executed, so we gotta get you the fuck out of here. You'll stand out in your current attire, so I brought a change of clothes for you. Oh, but you've got this blue fabric in your pocket. What's that? Oh, it's the swordsman's cloak. Sure, that'll do. Okay, so let's go get changed behind a statue into our very good disguise when no one will recognize us. Yeah, I respect this old lady being like, I'm gonna break her the fuck out of jail. I don't care about these guards. You got a disguise. It's light and flowy and conceals your identity nicely. It smells like a musty dresser. Spin around quickly by pressing R. It's how you cut the grass. Your cape is made of metal. Yeah, I would remove the tiara if I were trying to go undercover, but, Ugh, the princess is missing. Go find her. Seems we have company. Oh, leave this to me.
Yeah.
Oh, Lady Impa, who's that over there? It isn't the princess, is it? If it is, you must stand aside this instant. Stand aside? No, I don't believe I'll be doing that. I want a game where we play as this Impa. She seems badass. Here, princess, take this with you. Yeah, now it makes sense why how she was planning to do a jailbreak unassisted. She could have beaten up every guard to break us out if she needed to. Here's our world map. It's pretty big. Okay, off we go. Oh, you'll find a shortcut. Use it to make your escape. We'll see each other later. I'll fight off the guards for you. Okay, well, let's get continuing to escape. We now have shrubs. Yeah, Impa's fucking great. I love Impa. This Impa is wonderful. So yes, trees are good because they're double the height. They're good that way. Gonna use them to get over here. As I say, this intro's a little linear, but it'll open up considerably soon. We got the bed, the most important thing in the game. At least early game. This is the most important tool for navigation for a lot of the early game. Okay, so yes, you can cut the grass by doing a little fancy twirl with your cape. Look at us do a spin! Zoom! And down the drain we go. I want some rupees because there are some good things I want to buy early on. You can't duplicate rupees, unfortunately. One of the few things, like, much like trying to photocopy a banknote, there's copy protection built into rupees, you see? Not even magical duplication can duplicate a rupee. It's just not doable. So yeah, crates early on, great, because they can float. So you can, for example, create a little bridge of them that way. But they won't float if you weigh them down. Here we go. Nice little introduction to your core starter set of, like, here are the properties you should know about some of the basic things. Right, I think we're nearly out. Once we get out of here, things will open up a little once we get out of here. More rifts. Kitten says, I can't wait to see people speedrun this game. Honestly, yes. The sheer variety of openness, like, once you get past the first dungeon and it really opens up, I imagine there's going to be a lot of, okay, ignore the plot, sprint over here, get this specific echo, use this to cheat, like, this, and this, and speedrun. Like, I'm so curious what the routing for this is going to be. Okay. Try and their friends used to fix the rifts. It's been our job for a long time. Except my power alone isn't enough to take care of a large rift like this one. Let's get away from it for now. So Try is part of some magical species that's been, for many years, trying to repair and fix the various rifts. Right, get in the water, get the fuck out of here. Honestly, yeah, I do really like this game's take on magic. It's nice that it leans into magic being a special thing to encounter in this setting. Right, so I'm gonna do a little bit of speeding through some of this early area, because this is... I've done this opening a couple of times now. I'm feeling pretty confident to speed a little through it, so let's go. We get a rock. Rocks are important. We're going to need those because they're going to be our primary way of attacking until we get some decent monster echoes. Here we go. A little more freedom now. We've got a little corner of the open world we can explore. Let's get going. Slime! Our first Pokemon. I'm going to catch a slime. Can you fight monsters? Yeah, we'll work it out. Oh. Come on. I shall learn how to slime. Sorry, Zol. Now we have a Pokemon in our collection, and I refuse to call them anything else. They are Pokemon. Because this combat system is Pokemon battles. Hello. I have my little team of slimes that I'm going to summon. Good work, buddies. Back in your Pokeball. Let me cut the grass. Cool, good work. Okay, these spines. Yeah, because here's the thing about this combat system. It is somewhere between being a member of the royal family sending out your guards to defend you. It's a little bit Pokemon. It's a little bit being like a Beastmaster cleric or like a summoner in an RPG. Let's go. I want regular throwing rock. Let's get these spikes. They are super useful for really hardy stuff. So the way you would use these spikes for combat is get to where an enemy's going to try and attack you, stand with the spike in the line of sight, it'll attack into the spike. Also, what I remember was there, yes, there's a chest up here. So, if I want this chest, what's my best route? Let's... Okay, I can't get up that way, so let's... Ooh, we could put a tree. Can't quite get onto the tree, so we will put a table. Table gets us onto the tree. Haha, there we go. Can you reorder your echoes? You can sort them. So, I've typically played the whole game with most recently used being on the left-hand side. Generally, that's kept the dozen or so most common ones, like, in easy reach. You can sort them by most often used, which honestly might be worth a try for me. Most recently learned, how much they cost, or the type that they are. I've generally left it on last used, and that's worked fine. Luna Lakes Ladies, you can definitely damage boost. I don't know how to do it reliably, but there are definitely... I've already encountered instances that demonstrate damage boosting is possible. Oh, I've already found some really stupid puzzle solutions. I fucking love it. It's great. I want these rupees. The swimming feels really good in this for a 2D game. It's real nice. Okay, so I want this heart container. Let's do wooden boxes, because they float. Yes, I cannot wait to see what people come up with in terms of routing for this. Yeah, for the people who'd been concerned that this game was that things were gonna feel slow, or that the swapping between summons would, you know, make it feel like a menu simulator. Nah. That is, I think, somewhat an unfounded fear. I've not looked at reviews a lot for this. I can understand how reviews might be divisive for it. I saw a 4 out of 5 on Eurogamer. I briefly saw existed, but I didn't want to read reviews because I was like, I'm only halfway through playing. I want to give my opinions, not knowing what anyone else thinks yet, and just based on what I've played. I want to kind of stay away from what I imagine is going to be some toxic bullshit around this game for a couple of reasons. So I'm trying to stay as far away from the rest of the internet's opinions on it and just go, I think it's fucking great. Oh, okay. Bats are really good early on. Having some kind of aerial option's really nice. Yeah, sometimes I'll be playing a game before it's officially out, before reviews are out, and be like, I'm having a great time with this. I don't want anything to get between me and the fact that I'm enjoying this. I just want to have the time I'm having. And, like, look, if there are criticisms, I don't want to know them right now, because I'm enjoying having a time where I have very little bad to say about a game. It's rare I get to do that. Incompetent hero, totally understand. I imagine that would be a lot of people today. No judgment at all for people just tuning in a little bit to get impressions. But like, yeah, look how quick and smooth that was. Summon in 3 bats, have them attack, swoop in. Yeah, Zelda is kind of Pokemon now, and I think it's great. Okay, let me get some of these rupees that are hopefully in the grass. I've gotten very few rupees this run. It's because I'm on hero mode. Am I getting fewer because I'm on hero mode? Yeah, so often the things I love get ruined by the internet existing. I'm having good with this one. Yeah, honestly, I'm enjoying playing a summoner way more than I thought I would. Right, so let's go bed. Because there's a chest up here. What can I do? There is a difficulty. There is normal and there is hero mode. In hero mode, you take double damage. You don't get hearts from, like, the grass or pots or anything. And certain other mechanics are disabled. As soon as the game starts, it's not offered, like, at game boot, but if you go to, like, you press pause as soon as the game starts, you can go to difficulty, change it to hero mode. Okay, let me cut the grass here for a minute before I, like, actually engage with the villagers of this town. Because there's a heart piece here, and I think it costs, like, 75 rupees, and I want it. If I'm playing on hard mode, I want as many chances to get health upgrades as I can, honestly. So I want to get that heart piece ASAP. Let's just cut all the grass, and then I will engage with town. Yeah, you can switch mid-game, you can switch back and forth as much as you like. All very nice. Right, I'm nearly done pirouetting through the grass. And then I will, you know, I will actually do game progress. What's our rupee count at? Oh, 100, oh yeah, we opened a chest. Yes. Oh, the signpost. Okay, I want to talk about the signpost. This is the best echo in all of Echoes of Wisdom. Because depending on where you put this signpost down, it gets unique text. And I've seen so many weird, funny little things depending on where I've placed it. I'm going to tell you one example of what a signpost might say when you put it down somewhere. I put a signpost down in a dungeon, where there was a door on my left and right, and the sign said, left, this away, right, that away. That was fucking hilarious. That was great. Let's just do a random sign drop now and see what it does. The text is faded. Okay, occasionally it'll just be the text is faded. Sometimes a good lie down in a bed is all you need to feel better. There we go, this away, that away. It seems like the further you get into the game, more of these messages seem to pop up. I've seen stuff later in the game that I didn't see early. You could probably use this as a shield, but only once. It's goofy. It's a goofy mechanic, and I'm here for it. Anyway, hello. Welcome to Southern Village. It's usually nice and quiet here, but now things are terrible. If only Link were here. Who the fuck is Link? Oh, he's a young fellow from this village. He's better with a sword than anyone. He helps us with lots of problems. Monsters, weeds, you name it. He's gone off on a journey right when we need him. How curious. Link wears a cloak just like yours. Oh, Link, I hope you're alright. If only Link were here. Okay, rift opened up to the north. We can't go to the castle for help. So yeah, this is like your Kikiri Forest or whatever equivalent. This is the town that Link grew up in. And I'm in here to steal your meat recipe. I want to learn to make meat. Let me check all these houses for anything of value. Ooh, a different kind of pot. I don't like that you referred to a burp as a meat echo. That's... You gotta go to jail for that. Trampoline! Yeah, trampolines! Right. Can I afford that heart piece straight away while I'm here? Fairly early on in this game, we get some Link lore, and I genuinely fucking love what they do with Link. Link's backstory in this. We'll get there today on stream. We'll get there. Okay. I'm gonna ignore those, because I don't really need to buy them. Down the well we go. We got some floral nectar. We can mix it in as an ingredient to make a smoothie. It's a smoothie ingredient. We get to make smoothies. And the last place we will look here before we move on is Link's house. It's Link's house. Living in your little town. Right, I'm gonna leave this town here. Up north here is the rift that opened up, which stops us going to the rest of the open world. These are fast travel points. They're fucking everywhere, and I'm super appreciative. It's great quality of life. We touch this little thing, now we can fast travel here. And it opens up a bit of map, which is nice. Now, here is where we are going to get our first, not like properly open area, but a little, it's gonna open up a little. We're going to have some combat, we're going to have some exploration, a little taste of it before our first dungeon where things are going to get really, you know, really start to get serious. Alright, let's get playing Pokemon / Monster Summoner. Yeah, it took a little second to get confident with, but now that I'm in the flow of it, like 10 hours in, I'm like, oh, I'm firing off my echoes left, right, and center. Barely have to think about it. She can swim without flippers, yeah. She can even dive. My whole army of bats, all at once, go. Ooh, here's a good chance for me to check. Does the bed echo work in hard mode, in hero mode? Because in normal mode, I could lie down in this bed and slowly... Yeah, okay, I can regain health in the bed. There's no heart pieces in hero mode, but if I'm not in combat, I can use the bed to slowly get some health back. That's good to know. I have a source of healing when I'm not in combat. I genuinely thought that would be one of the things hero mode would disable. Oh, here we go. The enemy that helps us to do fire. I'm gonna use rocks to fight you, because that is my best option. Come on. How many rocks do you need thrown at you? There we go. Alice says, that's the real reason they didn't have playable Zelda for so long. She's just more competent than Link would solve the plot of many other games too fast. Honestly, kinda. There's a lot about this where she does just feel more capable. Ah, this room. Allow me to ruin this room in one go. Hello. Flame into the grass. Fly, my pretty, fly. They give you access to being an arsonist very early in this game. Burn! Burn! Thank you, you've done a very good job. Start burning over here as well. There's a little flame slime. I'm glad to hear that Nintendo don't give a shit about AI. That's good. Okay, let's light the torch. And here's the thing, for those who were asking about, like, what the dungeons are going to be like, I know this is not a dungeon. This is, like, a couple of rooms that led to a thing. But you can already feel that DNA of Link to the Past dungeon structure starting to show its face a little. Okay, we got a fairy bottle. Lovely. Pirouette! Pirouette everywhere! Okay. The big thing for me is multiple healths. Getting lost is a good thing. There are definitely some dungeons I've been through where I got a little bit lost and had to work out what I'd missed that weren't too linear, which is nice. Okay, we've got to fight the snakes. Okay, that's not working. Let's go. Spike. Run into my spikes. Oh yeah, that'll do. We now have ropes, which is apparently what we're calling snakes now. There we go. I'm gonna tap out here, wait until the game comes out tomorrow, and just dive in as soon as I can. Don't blame you at all. Totally understand. I hope you've enjoyed this little glimpse into it, and I hope you enjoy playing it when you do tomorrow. Yeah, it's always the thing with doing a stream for a game like this, is there's always a real mix of some people who are like, yes, I would desperately love to see some of it right now, and the, I don't want to spoil myself, it's so close, and I'm like, I get it. No judgment. Okay, we got a heart piece. Oh, we're about to get one of my favorite little early combat summons. This little armadillo! I fucking love this armadillo. It's a sand shrew. This is where I started thinking of this game as Pokemon. It's just sand shrew. I'm sorry, sand shrew. I'm sorry I have to do this to you. Caramadillo. Which can be used for such tasks as destroy all of these boxes. Zelda does appear to be in flats, yes. Yeah, it's the first time I set one of these to fight another one, where I was like, oh, all I've done here is I'm having a sand/mirror match. It's just Pokemon. I'm having my little Sandshrew mirror match. Okay, hooray, we have a 4th heart. Good, this is good. Before we go into that first dungeon, I'm glad to have at least a heart. An additional heart. Okay, Moblin. I'm gonna overwhelm you with snakes. Get snaked! Snakes! Enemy attack patterns get a bit more, require a bit more thought to take on as you go further in. Some of these early ones are a little easy. They start becoming a little harder to hit once you get past these sort of tutorial teaching you the archetypes ones. Okay, we got a heart, fairy. That's good going into the first dungeon. This is where we were trying to go meet Impa's brother, who could help us. The rift is blocking the door, so we're going to have to do something about the rift. My intention is to mend rifts. I have a lot of friends who do the same. We all work together. Yeah, when you're not... Fairies just recognize that men are the worst. They will hop into Zelda's bottle willingly. For Link, they run away because, like, yeah, fucking men? Look, a giant woman wants to put me in a glass bottle, sure, but... Okay. We're gonna have to go into the rift and work out why Try's friends weren't able to close it from inside. Okay, we've got to find an entry point to the rift. But not too quickly, because I have work to do. I am about to go get the greatest combat echo for a lot of the first 10 hours of the game. 10 hours in, I was still using this echo, and I still think it's one of my favorite ones to use in combat. We'll get there in a second. Let's take advantage of the fact that Moblin is distracted by the meat for a minute. Actually, how much are the armadillos there too? The armadillo I really like because it's very quick, like from summon to attacking, happens very quickly. It attacks in a straight line, it moves very fast toward the target so it can close distance on something that's backing away. Armadillo is like a really good versatile one for crowd attacking. Because yeah, like you can see these spear ones, they're trying to back away so that like they have type advantage because they want to fight at range, they can throw things at range, they don't want close combat. The armadillo moves fast enough that you can, like, sort of chase them before they back off. Is there a meter for the summons under your camera or the level up? Okay, so the meter for your summons is the little triangles floating next to try. If I hold down ZR, we'll get rid of all the summons. And try will have 3 little triangles. That means I can have 3 points worth of things out at a time right now. If you look in the top left, top right, my armadillo has 2 triangles above it. Summoning the armadillo means I now only have 1 triangle left next to try. Captain Vivaldi Black, thank you very much for the Prime sub. Thank you very much for sneaking into Bezos' house and going, quick! Zelda's broken out of prison and is on the rampage, and using that confusion to steal some pennies and slide them over the table to me, so thank you. I'm just cutting the grass here quick. Can you get more triangles later? I don't think it's a spoiler to say yes. As you progress through the game, you will get more triangles. You will be able to summon more things at a time as you progress. That is, one of your big progression rewards is, cool, now you can summon more things. Refreshing grapes! Yeah, you can increase the number of triangles, yeah. I don't think that's a big spoiler to say you can get more triangles. And some things will start costing higher numbers of triangles as well. But let me... yeah, let's armadillo this again for now. Just because these enemies really like to back away. Thanks, armadillo. You're a real pal. I'll get these flaming torches. Okay. You are about to see the best early game summon to be found. I very much recommend finding this cave, because this is a pea-hat. It's a flying UFO plant that's just a UFO with spinning razor blades around its edges. Great for crowd control. Great for, like, getting enemies that are flying, whether they're on the ground, whether they're on the surface of water. This thing don't care. It just flies at anything. It can only really take damage during its brief window of not spikes. Come on. It's going to be a little tricky for us to take down this first time. Particularly with us taking double damage because we're on hero mode. But... okay, yep, you're off the ground. Okay, can I... okay, healing tech. You lie down until you get the heal, and then you jump out of bed and back in. It's quicker than... the first half a heart is the quickest half a heart you get. In the bed. So you hop out of bed after the first half heart, hop back in. It's quicker than lying there properly. You take little micro naps. The Spear Moblin might be able to hit it when it's flying, but the Spear Moblin also... well, we'll give it a try. That's the thing. I don't know all the interactions between these enemies. Yeah. Come on, spear at that. Oh yeah, this is the problem. It's, because this thing moves, like, doesn't stay in one place, a lot of the tracking for this Spear Moblin, yeah, doesn't hit it if it's flying around. I don't think that it's invulnerable. I think it can be hit. The problem is just the spear is slow in a straight line, and if the P-hats move left or right during that slow arc, it just doesn't get it. This early Moblin has bad aim for moving targets. There's stuff this spear Moblin is useful for. That's not it. Like, if I was up against a Deku Baba, I'd definitely use that spear Moblin right now. No, Moblin off the bed. So yeah, this is the only bit of speedrun tech I have worked out during my playthrough. Is healing in the bed is faster if you hop up after the first half heart. I don't know if anyone else had noted that previously, but if not, if I'm the first to point that out, speedrun tech. Someone will have worked that out already. But yes, P-hat, it's going to cost all 3 of our triangles. This is going to be the combat echo I use for a while. You will see why when I find my first thing to fight. It will be funny. It will be wonderful. Okay, we're going to be able to do the first dungeon pretty soon. Metaphor ReFantazio has a demo out now? Hell yeah. I will get to that as soon as I'm done with Zelda. And it's huge. Hell yeah, that's awesome to hear. Again, when Zelda's out of the way, I'll give it a look. Okay, Try's friends are in here. 56 gig demo, fuck. They can't move, they're trapped. That's why they're not mending the rift, they're trapped. Let's hop in and try and save your friends. There we go. Oh, honestly, probably, I would guess by the end of this weekend I will have finished a first playthrough of Zelda. Maybe, we'll see. Playing it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'll probably be done with it. I'll probably have finished a first playthrough, I would guess. But then I might even just start replaying it, because I fucking love it. Let's go. Let's enter the Spirit Realm. Let's go to the... Oh, what did they call it in Pokemon? The, Oh, what was the name of the weird zone? Distortion Zone? Is that what it was called? Distortion Realm? Distortion World. Yeah, let's go to the Distortion Realm. This is the still world. Everything got sucked out of Hyrule and ended up here. In a weird void. We can find all of Tri's little friends. We'll be able to put the world back together, probably. Okay, hey, weird blob. Come fight me. Now watch the P-hat do its job. Murder UFO, go! I fucking love the P-hat. Hey, Grandma! When people get pulled into rifts, they kind of petrify and can't move anymore. And if they stay that way, they'll eventually fade away. But that won't happen to you, Zelda. You're special for undefined reasons. Okay, not dungeon yet, but we are getting some dungeon-esque areas on the way. Oh, a flying enemy that would be a bit of a ball ache to fight. Don't worry. My murder UFO can handle it. Go, P-hat, go! Okay, we're gonna resummon you so you actually fucking elevate yourself. Go, bat. Hit the bat. Here's me, like, extolling the virtues of P-hat, and instantly watching it fail worse than I've ever seen it fail. Okay, we use the bats. The P-hat is the best, I promise you that. The P-hat is great. Don't let its performance here on stream dissuade you of the fact that I'm correct that the P-hat is the only good summon. It's the streamer's curse. As soon as I tell you something is, like, good, cool, powerful tech, it'll instantly be terrible. Okay, here's a room that will really show off why the P-Hat is great. Multiple enemies and destructible objects in a single room. Crowd control at its finest. This is where the P-Hat excels. It's just demolish the room for me. Okay, let's try and get the stuff that isn't progress done first. Come on. Yeah, you just gotta get in close. There we go. Murder! Murder! Cut the grass for me and murder! Don't worry, I won't just rely on a single echo through this. I'm gonna try and use a variety of them just to, you know, make sure I'm being varied. That's a good little cave here. What have we got down here? Tight and close space, you say? Okay, fine. What other stuff could I be attacking with? I've not really been using the spear moblins yet. Let's use spear moblins next time we have to fight. Honestly, in real time when playing, I've not felt like selecting echoes has really slowed down the pace of the game. I know there are going to be some people who will disagree with me, who will have a lesser tolerance for that sort of interruption of game flow a little bit, but it has really not felt like it's had an impact on game pacing in the practice of playing. Oh. Oh, there's Lefty? Minister Left? Yeah, that's Minister Left. If we can fix this rift, one of those people who said we should be executed will be saved from the void. Okay, first dungeon. Here we go. First dungeon. This is our tutorial dungeon, as it were. Southern Ruins. We have no dungeon map currently, but that's fine. I'm gonna make this look real simple because I've been through this. I know what I'm doing, but we're also still in tutorial territory a little because, like, oh hey, big rock. We don't know how to move that, except if you watch that one trailer that shows about the bind ability. Yeah, we still got a little bit of tutorial room happening. Scarlet Rot says, hi, wait, this game is out now? It's out now if you live in Australia or New Zealand. It's out in like 2 hours if you live in the UK. Depends on where you live. I've had my boxed copy since sometime yesterday, so I am like 10 hours in on my personal save. But because it's out somewhere, I'm allowed to stream it. Yeah. So this is Ultra Hand from Tears of the Kingdom. You're in the US. When is it midnight for you? That's how far the game is from releasing. If you haven't got it pre-ordered already, and you want to play it now, here's a trick for all of you at home. If you create an Australian or New Zealand eShop account, and then go online and find somewhere where you can buy, like, an eShop voucher for that, you know, Australian dollars or New Zealand dollars region that covers the price of the game. You might have to buy it from, like, a secondary reseller who'll, like, email you a photo of the scratch-off code. You can buy this game right now from the Australian or New Zealand eShop, and using that account, and then play it on your regular account, despite it not being midnight in your region. As long as you purchase it in a region where it is not yet, where it is out, you can start playing it. And this trick will allow you to about 12 hours early start playing basically any Nintendo first-party game. But if you want to get a physical copy like a day and a half, like 24 hours earlier than that, you gotta know a guy. I know a guy. You know, saying nothing, I did a bit of a train journey yesterday. I met a guy. We did some steps that were involved in, you know, being like, yep, this is definitely above board. And then I walked away with some Zeldas. It was all very above board. I'm gonna move this in here so I can go and get the secret room. Further in. So yeah, Luna Likes Ladies, you wanted multiple parts. We're in the second room and there's already a ladder to go down and also a separate room to come find that we had to move object into a place that wasn't average to get there. It's already split paths. Even if the split path was just to get 5 packs of butter to put in a smoothie. As you'll see, there's some interesting stuff they do with the map in this, which we should be able to point out now we come down this ladder. The map draws a line from the ladder to where it goes. So it's like, oh yeah, this basement, that like it's that ladder connects to here. Ta-dee! Okay. So there's a bunch of how do I put this? While Echoes of Wisdom doesn't have in the traditional sense a dungeon item in the way that, like, you know, in A Link to the Past, you'd like, oh, I went to this dungeon and I got the bow and arrow. What it does have is unique echoes that you find in a dungeon that, like, that dungeon is built around. You won't have found this echo anywhere else, and we will make heavy use of puzzle design that makes good use of that echo. You could probably find ways to cheat your way around not using that echo if you want. You'd be creative. This spider is a good first example. Let me get that summon. Apologies for anyone with arachnophobia, this is going to be fairly mandatory for this dungeon. The mechanic around this spider is it creates webs you can use to climb. You can't use it everywhere, there's a limit to how far the web can go, so if the roof is too high, you can't do it. But yeah, there we go, we've got a dungeon map, and as you can see, there's a reasonable amount of dungeon going on here. Can I zoom out? No, this is my most zoomed out, but yeah, this is a reasonable first dungeon. It's got some stuff going on. This is the tutorial dungeon, and it's got a decent amount to it. Okay, I'm too close, I don't have room. Oh yeah, we were gonna use the spear moblin. Oh, you're trying to back away. You're trying to back away, aren't you? You want to be further away. Okay, Spear Moblin, you don't get to play today because you want more space than I'm willing to give you. I would say there are bigger and more complex dungeons than this. But this first one is a good, like... It'll give you a sense of what this is going for, I think. Particularly, like, the dungeons can get more adventurous once... After this first dungeon, you get access to the open world, and you suddenly have a lot more tools at your disposal, and the dungeons can kind of play with that knowledge. Because, like, later dungeons can go, we know that this was a mandatory echo that we taught you in the last dungeon, so in this dungeon we can assume that you have it. And you can start, like, making the dungeons a little more complex as a result. You can use these spiders in the 3D rooms as well. Now, you might start noticing something interesting about this first dungeon shortly. Maybe not straight away, but you'll notice something interesting. Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing. That's when you work it out, whoever works it out in chat first, feel free to let me know when you realize what's going on. Those of you who, you know, I'll say nothing. You've seen enough already to theoretically... NH London, you are correct. It's the opening dungeon we did as Link. But you know, when we did it as Link, it was pretty linear. Well, there's a difference this time. Which is, Link couldn't jump up here because it was too tall. But we have the ability to, like, make stairs. It's the opening... Didn't Try say it's the same dungeon? I don't think so. Maybe Try did. I don't remember. But yeah, we're in the bit from the start of the game, except the difference is Link couldn't go this way. So we get to start exploring the rest of the dungeon that Link couldn't go to. And we get to see the bit of dungeon before the game started, like, that Link presumably went through before we started playing. And I think that's really cool. I think that's a really fun idea, is to... Zelda's first dungeon is the one that Link had been doing. Oh, Link can jump, he just can't make a bridge. You know, like a loser. Go on, burn that box. Nothing good in there, okay. Burn! Okay, I want to wait until these boxes burn entirely, but, we're good. Ah, yes. Here we have the puzzle that took me far longer to solve than I would care to admit. Remembering that I have Ultra Hand. Lycia says, I noticed that before you got to this part, they had one of the flame enemies, in case you hadn't picked up the echo in that little side cave earlier. Yes, they're very good about making sure that, like, a dungeon will always be completable with the echoes within the dungeon. Like, you might have echoes from outside the dungeon that could be useful, or different ones that achieve similar things, but they will always make sure there is an answer that could solve the puzzle somewhere in the dungeon. Like, the dungeon will always have enough tools that you could use the dungeon's resources to complete the dungeon. You might have things that would make it easier, or that would give you a better approach to the dungeon if you've been collecting stuff elsewhere. But, like, hey, if you have no source of fire, they're not going to make you backtrack all the way out of the rift to go find fire. There'll be a fire source in the dungeon. Also, yes, multiple waypoints within a dungeon, which, good example of why that's useful. This room here, where I got the butter at the start, I missed that on my first playthrough of this dungeon. But you know what I did? I realised that at the second checkpoint, and I flew back to the first checkpoint, went and got the butter, and then came and flew back over here to this second checkpoint, up here, because I could do that. And in terms of, like, dungeon scope, we've not even made it to the mini-boss yet. There is a mini-boss in a little bit we'll get to, before even the main boss. We've not made it to the mini-boss yet, our, like, halfway point of a typical Zelda dungeon. Aha! This is what I mean when I say I love the P-hat. Watch them murder. Murderize them for me. Ooh. There's a chest I nearly missed. Let's go find it. A Lunar Lakes Lady says, I think I could be very happy if this is the direction 2D Zelda's take. Honestly, that's how I'm feeling about this. Like, 10 hours in. If the future of the Zelda series happened to be... Link is the protagonist of the 3D Zeldas, and they're like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. And then in alternating years, we get games where you play as Zelda. Like you got more of these as your like in between years games. I'd be happy alternating one of these Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom back and forth. As like 2 schools of Zelda, I'd be very okay with that. This is scratching my desire for like crafted linear Zelda dungeons. Honestly, here's the thing. If this game is well received both like critically and commercially, if it sells well, I think Nintendo stops asking Grezzo to make remakes of old Zeldas. I think they make Grezzo their full-time 2D Zelda team. Like, since the Ocarina of Time remake on the 3DS, Grezzo has been pumping out really high-quality remakes of old Zeldas. They clearly have ideas. Let them cook. Let them be your 2D Zelda team. And have a couple of these again. Here's our mini-boss. Huh? Is that the person who fought the blue monster? Time to fight! Time to fight Evil Link! Now, this fight can be really tricky. If you don't remember that puzzle from a minute ago where we ripped the shield off the statue. Fighting Link with his shield early on in this game is really tricky, but if you pull his shield off, it becomes a lot more manageable. I say as he proceeds to take 0 damage from my P-hat. Okay, okay, we're gonna armadillo you. He's kind of vicious. Link, you're rough. Oh, he's got his shield back. Come on, pull that shield off, pull that shield off. So I can at least attack him from the front. Later in the game where I have more triangles, it's not so bad fighting a shielded enemy, because you can sort of summon one enemy in front, one behind, and get around the shield that way, but early on, your ability to summon multiple things from different sides is limited. Okay, I need to distract you with an enemy, because I don't get hearts, so what I need to do is... Hop into bed. Link, be distracted. We're on hard mode here, I'm taking double damage. Haha! Got you, Link, fuck you. Did I kill her? I probably did, I haven't seen her for a second. It's probably fine. Now, I will do my obligatory grumble here. I really don't like... Okay, we'll wait until it's actually happened. Here's the sword. It's a cool sword. Let's grab the sword. Well, you all know what complaint I'm gonna make, but let's wait until it happens. It's a mysterious sword. It's got the name Link engraved into it. He's got his name carved into his sword. He's adorable. I love this version of Link. He's lovely. It's got a special kind of power, that sword. We could probably use it to cut through this stuff. So for anyone who somehow does not know yet, when you use the sword, you can only use it for a limited time with a special meter, and you transform into Link. You have to be Link to use the sword. You can't use the sword unless you transform into Ghost Link. And obligatory grumble. Sure, it's a magic sword, you've got to use a magic meter to wield it. Couldn't we have just had Super Saiyan Zelda? Like, she starts glowing blue and her hair goes up on end like a Saiyan? Like, that would have been cool. Why does she have to literally become Link to wield a sword? She's not allowed to wield a sword unless she literally wears a man's ghost around her. Anyway, it's really cool mechanically, and I do enjoy playing as it, and that... As much as I made a half-hour video grumbling about this when trailers happened, and I stand by that half hour of grumbling. 10 hours into the game, I really don't care. I'm doing this grumble now because I am obliged to. I don't disagree with my own grumbling. But the game's so good, I'm kind of willing to give it a pass. So there you go. So now... Sword mode! And transform back. Down we go! Haha. Yes, I still maintain that it's a stupid decision. The game's too good for me to really care. Okay, big rock, let's move this. So that was the mid-dungeon boss. We've still got dungeon to go. Hooray, the heart pin! It makes hearts appear a little more often. Except I don't think it does in hero mode, because certain things don't work in hero mode. Some of the accessories don't have their effects. And I'm gonna guess this is one of the ones that doesn't work in hero mode, because the whole point of hero mode is I don't get heart drops. But we'll see. I'm going to equip it anyway and see whether occasionally we get a heart drop. A monster stone. Ooh. I still, 10 hours in, don't know what those do yet. And these are the energy that fills our being Link meter back up. Yeah, Little X Lady says, you're going through it pretty quickly, but you've already been through it. Extrapolating to first-timer playthrough suggests it'd be closer to what I'm looking for. Yeah, I recognize I've done this already. I've watched someone else do it as well, and I know what I'm doing, and I'm, like, pretty confident with this game at this point. But, like, have a look at this map. We've still got, like, a whole little floor of stuff to explore with our little paths. And I will say, this is the most linear dungeon I've seen. I've done, I think, 4 dungeons at this point in my own playthrough. This is like, the beginner dungeon. I think it's a good dungeon. I really enjoy it. But it is comparatively we're getting you to grips with the game dungeon. If there is a tutorial, it is this. Okay, so to get through this webbing, we're gonna transform for a moment, and while we're here, we might as well chop you up. Now we've got a quiet corner where I can lie in bed for a sec, and we're gonna use the speedrun sleep. Yeah, I gotta do it right. Half heart up. Half heart up. Half heart. You gotta get the timing right, so as soon as the half heart appears, you're already on it. That Deku Bubba is quite high. P-Hat, fly up, get him. Okay, you are on fire, which isn't ideal for what I was after. Go for the Deku Bubba, not for the fire. There we go. And we've got optional paths again. Here we go. Both of them have chests. Let's go in here first. Ah, yes, this one. Right, how do I do this? We need to use this slope in order to get the height higher of the statue. Aha! That took me a while the first time around. Yes, puzzles that took me some solving, I'm now, like, just sprinting through because I know what I'm doing, but... Yeah. Yeah, things that are like, yeah, how do I make the thing I'm holding in a fixed position higher? I walk up a slope and it travels with me, I jump down, but it's now in a position where it can't come down with me, so therefore it stays at a higher height. That's a neat use of the Ultra Hand equivalent, right? Oh, I didn't get the key yet. Okay. There was another door. Oh, how am I gonna get you over there, Dekubaba? My enemy can't get through here. Here's a fun trick. If you stand close enough to a grate, you can cast things on the other side of it. You can cast your magic so it just about gets through to the other side. Like firing an arrow through the gaps of it, you're like, oh yeah, if I get close enough, I can, like, do my magic on the other side. Now we've got the key, so we can come back and go this way. Even knowing what I'm doing, we've been, like, over half an hour in this dungeon. Okay, pattern of statues, that one's not in the right place. I need you to be further from me. Yeah, we've been in here about 35 minutes. Even knowing what I'm doing. Oh, here, okay, we have other mechanics now as well to start adding in. So we have Bind, which is our Ultra Hand equivalent. We grab a thing, we move it around with us. But there's more to it. You can make it pull you around rather than you pulling it around. So if I do this, I can get the platform to carry me over the gap. Now, can I do this first try? I'm really bad at the next little bit of platforming I'm going to have to do. But forgive me in advance if I suck at this. What I need to do... Oh. Ah, fuck. Did not do it first try. Okay. What I'm trying to do is ZL target this other platform when it is as close to above me as possible, and then use the R button to let it pull me, and hopefully, when it starts moving, it'll pull me far enough across that I can land on this platform. That'll do. Haha. Okay, second try. Second try's not that bad. Yeah, so as you see, this dungeon is doing a lot of, like, hey, here's bits of your core moveset you might not yet know. Here is an opportunity to get to grips with the basic functions of the Tri-Rod. Along with some movement-based echoes to practice with. Okay. So I need to get this statue on top of this pillar, but I can't jump high enough to put it on there. So what I need to do is push it up this slope that the chest is on, so that it gets a little off the ground. And then jump with it to get it just that little extra height. I think we're ready for our first dungeon boss. I think it's time. I think we're ready for our first boss. There we go. 40 minutes in. 40 minutes in. First boss. Nobody's here. But I definitely sensed my friends in this spot earlier. So this is the one that did show up in some trailers. And I believe the one that some people got to fight during a preview event a couple of weeks. Maybe like a month back. My friends, they're in that creature. We've got to get them out of there. Okay, so I'm trying to pull this core out of it. It's a classic pull the thing out of the enemy kind of boss fight. Okay, the thing moves around the body. We've got to find our good opening to get it. Also, it's not near the ground anymore, so we have to jump and bind it. Oh. Okay, cool, we got it. So what we want to do is drop the P-hat so that it can be doing damage while we're doing slashing to increase our damage output. Okay, it's in the top of the head now. We've gone into hard second phase. Can I pull it out first try? I promise you I was not pulling it... Okay, I was going to say. I was not getting it out first try nearly this effectively my first attempt. There's a very small window in the second half to get it pulled out. You've got to be real quick after the hand slam. Come on, hand slam. Yeah, that's quick enough. That should do it. There we go. I promise you, I did not have nearly that smooth a first attempt on it. Took me some practice, but again, I've gotten more comfortable with this game as I've gone. I'm making it look easy now. Zelda, these are my friends. We set them free. They're filled with energy and ready to get to work. Multimodal combat on the first boss. That should address the concerns people have about the combat being too basic. That is a basic boss by comparison. I don't know how to... I don't want to spoil anything, but in the vaguest terms possible, the second boss I fought, I had a death to the second boss because I couldn't work out the solution to one of its phases. I had to come back a second time around to try some other things to work out. Like, the second boss had a really interesting gimmick. I took an entire death failing to solve the gimmick. Like, there's some challenging combat. There is some challenging combat, and it starts... The boss difficulty starts ramping up earlier than I thought it would. The fourth boss, genuine fucking challenge. Like, the fourth boss, already pretty... you had to work at it. We can finally fix the rift here now. Using our Echo ability, we can restore the entire area. Watch this. A bunch of little tries. Like, I know I'm making the combat look relatively easy here. I've had 10 hours of getting to grips with it. It's made, you know, I can come back to the first boss and be like, oh yeah, I got this now, but... Oh, one of the tries has to come back. I forgot to put this tree here. There you go. You can have a tree back. It's like coming back to dot the tree to put the tree back. It's just... Ah. So, we played up to the end of the first dungeon. I know some people are gonna go end of the first dungeon. I've seen enough, and I'm like, cool, I get that. I will say there is one little bit of plot that's gonna happen after this that I would love to talk to people about. And if you want to, I would recommend sticking to see it. And what we will do after that is we will just fuck around in the open world, and we'll have a look at the open world. We won't do anything plot related. So if you want to see a bit more of this, see how much it opens up without seeing like more linear plot, like curated dungeon content. I will stick away from spoilers. I know where the spoilers are and how to avoid them, and we'll just fuck around in the open world for a bit and have some fun. Ooh, tries leveling up because we did a dungeon. Oh, pardon me. Hooray, I now have 4 triangles. I can do slightly more summoning now. Oh yeah, they also told me something while we were fixing the rift. They said that big rock monster showed up and captured them. So then they weren't able to fix the rift because they were trapped inside the monster. Oh, and one other thing. There are crystals that show up when we fix rifts. They're neat, so I'll give them to you, Zelda. We'll work out what to do with these unusual crystals, I'm sure. Let's get that heart container. Yeah, let's return to our world. And let me go find us the one bit of plot that I think is just interesting that I want to talk about. I've been itching to talk about this. It might be the topic of next week's accessibility episode. It'll be like it'll be about a week from launch at that point. And it's an early enough thing in the game where, like an hour and a half, like under 2 hours. You probably get to this in under 2 hours. A week after launch, I'm not going to feel too bad talking about it. Anyway, we could get to the place we were trying to get to now, because we fixed the rift. Oh hey, it's Minister Left. You're freed from the rift. Hey, it's me, Zelda. You got replaced with an evil doppelganger who sentenced me to death. We failed to save you from that beast, and now you're out here facing much danger. I must confess, I'm surprised to hear of your abilities, and your friend Tri accompanied you this whole time.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tri. Okay, Minister Left can see Tri. Impa couldn't, but Minister Tri can. Minister Left can. I thought only Zelda could see me. Curious. Okay. We've got to make a plan, but for now, let's go where Impa was sending you to. Okay. If I recall correctly, that's where Lady Impa's brother lives. Let's go. Girls trip. Girls night out, squad. Yeah, she's actually going there. No, she doesn't vanish off screen. She actually takes the journey.
Hi.
Yeah, here we go. It's little touches like this that are just, they're nice. They're nice little details that didn't need to be. Okay, what's that? I'm a very busy man. No time for chatter. Get out. Sorry, will it be a moment? No, I'm about to leave. Come back later. Did you get the 1.0.1 update? Yep, I've got the 1.0.1. Oh, I've got to go. I've got to save Link. Hang on. That's Link's cloak. Why do you have it? Did you see him? What's going on? Oh, okay, tell me everything. Tell me about the rifts and anything you know about the swordsman. It's Link's blacksmith. Oh, yes, I understand. Hooray! Also, this has been bugging me ever since you barged in here. What is that floaty thing? Okay, he can see Tri too. Okay. Interesting details. What is it that we have in common? We both ended up in rifts and lived to tell the tale. Ah, people who've been in rifts can see try. I'm Lubri. I'm Imp's older brother. And the swordsman who saved you is Link. I made his weapon, the Sword of Might. Why did you make him a sword? Princess, remember that big nasty blue fella who captured you? The sword was taking him out. I spend my time researching Hyrule's history and its rifts. For ages now, the rifts have appeared, and then sometimes folks have ended up in them. Those unfortunate enough to be pulled into a rift vanished without a trace, after which townsfolk would say they'd been stolen away. Anyway, Link made it his mission to fight the monsters that come crawling out of the rifts. I wonder why he did that. I wonder if we're about to get some really interesting lore about why he does that. He also tried to prevent folks from going missing. I've been helping him as I'm able to, which is why I made him a sword, one that's effective against rift monsters. The Sword of Might Princess Zelda's wielding is the very one I hoped would be of use to Link. Plenty of monsters come out of rifts, but that blue one was particularly powerful. I've got a hunch if we take him out, it'll fix the whole people disappearing business. Princess, you shared that Link managed to take the blue guy out, yet the rifts kept coming. Clearly we're missing something. The rift in the forest is gone, but Link's not back. What we need is more information. I may have something useful. When I was taken by the rift in Hyrule Castle, it felt like I was being flown somewhere far away. The rift that I was pulled out of, into was in Hyrule Castle, but Zelda found me in a rift in the forest. Rifts don't follow the same rules as your world. Things connect differently inside of them. Yeah. Okay, so just because a person disappeared into one rift doesn't mean that's the rift I'll come out of. Hey Zelda, I'm gonna fly up high to look for some other rifts. So, we're gonna identify 2 rifts on the map, which are Dungeons 2 and 3, which you can pick which order to do them in. I don't know if you could forcibly go find any other dungeons and do them at this stage, but the intended next pair of dungeons get highlighted at once and you can pick where to go. One is clearly a bit closer than the other, but there's a couple of dungeons that we could go do, which we're not going to do today, but we might start heading toward them Friday. We'll see. Zelda, I must insist you refrain from going into any more rifts. It's far too dangerous. Well, that's up to her to decide, Minister. She's the only one who can mend the rifts, and right now we've got to play our parts, Zelda included. I urge you to go with Try to the other rifts. You're the only one who can fix them and save everyone and do all that stuff.
Hi.
Okay. And Minister Left is going to stay here for now doing research, rather than going back to the castle, where she would probably be killed by the imposters. So, Gerudo Desert and Jabul Waters. Also, he can upgrade our sword stuff, which we can ask him about, but let me talk to this man about Link. Oh, okay, no, we'll do it in a sec. There's a type of crystal in the rifts. We got some when we defeated the boss. Zelda gets to use a sword for a limited time when she has a magic meter to use it while she's wearing Link's ghost. Kind of. Okay. Oh yes, I made the sword for Link and it's all history. Link's made good use of the sword. I've been fixing it with these might crystals. There's this furnace that looks like a smiley face with eyes, like, feed me! Okay, we can enhance it using the crystals. Okay, come on, okay, tell me about Link. This is my favorite fucking bit of lore I've seen so far in this game, is Link's backstory. I genuinely fucking love this. You know how I talked about people being stolen away over the years? Well, there's one story about all that, which is pretty unique. At one point, there was a group of children who went missing, but they ended up coming back. Link was one of the kids in that group. Unfortunately, those poor kids lost a lot in that ordeal. Their memories, their spirits, and they lost the ability to speak, but Link, he was different. While he did lose the ability to speak, he's the only one who recalled being stolen away. On top of that, he gained a special ability to sense when new rifts would appear. Yes, non-verbal Link lore. Mute Link lore being canon, and we'll dig into this in a second. He started using his uncanny ability to head monsters off whenever a new rift would crop up. He'd do what he could to prevent others from being taken into the rifts. We'll dig into this a bit more, because there's more lore of it in a book in his basement. Link canonically has not spoken since childhood, because he was pulled into a monster rift with a bunch of other kids, experienced a shit ton of PTSD, came out no longer speaking like the rest of the kids, but because he can now sense these rifts, he dedicated himself to being a soldier to prevent other kids getting swallowed by rifts, because he didn't want them to go through the PTSD-inducing trauma that he went through. Link in this world is a canonically mute, non-verbal hero who is, he's a hero with a sword, fighting monsters, because he knows how fucking traumatizing it can be to get thrown into a fucking monster realm as a kid, and he doesn't want other kids to go through that. Talis Alenko says, finally a non-Hyrule Warriors Link who is canonically non-verbal. Right? I really love this. I genuinely love trauma response non-verbal, but still beloved by the people hero. Because the thing is, like, if we go back to, like, Southorn, Link's hometown, no one has, like, anything but positive words to say about Link. Everyone fucking loves Link. Link is, like, the most helpful person in town, the person they look to in times of crisis. He is, like, everyone clearly, like, understands, you know, he makes himself understood in terms of, like, what he's experiencing. He is a beloved and productive, lovely member of his community who just happens to be non-verbal, and that's not a big deal to people. And it is like, I fucking love that. This is my favourite way I've seen the Zelda series actually address the whole non-speaking Link thing. I bet if he thinks if he keeps fighting, he might eventually be able to speak again. Through his dedication, he's kept countless people from ending up in rifts. I'm sure he's also doing this because it's the right thing to do. It isn't just self-motivated. Let's go read more about non-verbal Link down in the basement. Yeah, so, like, I'm gonna, like, talk about a couple of bits that, like, I can't remember which NPCs we go talk to find this, but some early lore that we get here that I think is really interesting is, not every child who goes into one of those rifts and comes out non-speaking. The thing seems to be, if you as a kid end up in one of these fucking monster rifts and eventually get rescued, you come back different. For some, it's, you know, they come back not speaking. For some, it's they come back just a lot more anxious and scared, understandably. That's a traumatic thing to go through. They all come back in some way a little changed, because it's a fucking scary thing for a kid to go through. It just happened to be the case that Link came back non-speaking and determined to stop other kids going through that. Yeah, Link has fucking childhood PTSD and a speech-related disability associated with it, but he is still a cool, beloved, lovely hero. I kind of hate that the most interesting Link lore we've had ever is in a game where we're not playing as Link. It would have been... I hate to say this, in a game where we're finally getting to play as Zelda, it would have been really cool to play a canonically non-verbal trauma victim. Still going out to save the day. It would have been really cool. Salty, I'm fucking loving it. I'm 10 hours in on my personal playthrough, and I think this game is fucking great. Yeah, I managed to get a copy... I managed to get a couple of physical copies, like, yesterday morning. I had other work, but I'm about 10 hours in on my personal playthrough. Fucking loving it. But yes, let's read the diary. The crystal I unearthed at the rift site, it's called Might Crystal. Monsters are repelled by it, I'm gonna make a cool sword out of it. I was nearly attacked by a monster in the forest when a young man named Link rescued me. Folks in Southorn Village tell me that Link was amongst a group of kids who were stolen away. They made it back somehow. Remarkable. All of the kids who were taken by rifts have lost something, so not all of them it was speaking. For Link, he lost the ability to speak. Despite all he has been through, he fights to keep others safe. His bravery moved me deeply. Then it hit me. This young man would be the best person to entrust the Sword of Might to. Now, this is going to be a really stupid comparison, but reading this, Look, I know some people don't like it as an anime, but I like My Hero Academia. I think it's a lovely... I really like it as an anime, but it's got real vibes of All Might picking Deku to have the power passed on to him. It's like, hey, I see something special in you, kid. I'm giving you the power to fight evil. I believe you'll use it the right way. I'm like, I'm a sucker for that as a narrative device. I believe I can support him in his efforts. The Sword of Might I entrusted to Link packs a wallop against the Rift monsters. We gotta make it stronger so it can defeat the blue monster. Link stopped by on his way home from his travels. He likes the hood I gave him the other day. Again, this is stuff I really like. Link is canonically non-speaking, but we do get, like, yeah, no, just because he's not, like, talking out loud doesn't mean that, like, you know, we can't communicate to you that he really likes the hood you made him. While he cannot speak, his feelings come through as clear as day. Right, this is nice. I've decided to make a new weapon. Yep. Link's off to defeat the blue monster. Please stay safe and return to us, Link. Salty, thank you very much for the 3 months in advance of sub. Thank you, that is lovely. But yeah, I've been dying to talk about, like, that tiny little snippet of lore. It is probably what next week's accessibility episode is going to be about. I really love a lot about that, and I very much hope that I want to finish the game over this weekend ideally and see if there's more to it. But I really love so far what I'm seeing of this. Anyway, that is about 2 hours we've been playing so far, and we started on the beach. Had a little linear run over here, got our first checkpoint, ran through some monsters, did our first dungeon over here, and got over here. That was about 2 hours of this map. Right. So here's the thing. Now that we've done that, the game's pretty open. Like, there's a dungeon over here and a dungeon over this way, like these rifts. But we can kind of just ignore those and go wandering. The open world is pretty open. There's a bunch of cool rifts to find, echoes to get. Ooh. Yeah, I really hope they keep that canon for Link. Something like that, like, even if it's not that, I really hope we get more examples of, like, no, Link is canonically in the story nonverbal, and we address that, and that doesn't stop him being a brave and wonderful hero. This is why it was so important when someone earlier was like, oh yeah, Zelda doesn't speak either. I'm like, I think there's a distinction. We're not hearing her speak, but she's speaking. Link doesn't speak. Okay, so let's show you what this new spider we got does. It climbs things. So in a place with no roof, I can get this spider to sort of carry me up here, and then let it free. And then let's try and use beds to get to this art piece up here. Honestly, if the live-action Zelda movie took that approach to Link and speaking, I think that would be really interesting. Whether they could pull it off successfully, I don't know, but I would love to see that approach taken. An action-adventure film about a canonically non-verbal, trauma-experienced hero. Look, Talis Alankel, I don't have any faith in them doing that, but I want to believe. I want to believe. Oh. I don't know how late of a stream I'm going to do with this today. A, because I don't want to play too much of this before people have had a chance to play it themselves, because I know there's a limit to how much people want to see tonight. But also, because if I stop playing before I have to go to bed, I can play a little bit more of my personal playthrough. I really like this game. We'll see, we'll see. Gosh. The fact that I'm here playing it and I'm like, yeah, but I could stop playing it to go play more of it. I really like this game. Do you control the spider when it climbs up the wall, or you just point a direction and it goes forward and up? Let me show you how that spider works. So, if I summon this spider and don't do anything, it'll just scuttle forward. That's just the spider's natural thing it does. If I use bind, which is kind of like Ultra Hand, I hold the spider in place, the spider doesn't move. When I move, the spider follows me. If I hold down the R button, I stay tethered to the spider, but the spider does its usual movement pattern and brings me along with it. So it scuttles up the wall like it would have done, but I get dragged along with it. So, spider would naturally climb the wall, I can hold onto the spider and move it around, or I can let the spider do its thing and pull me along on the journey. So that just happens to be its movement pattern. For example, there's other ways I could manipulate that. Let's say if I summon a bat and then grab it, I could use it to like glide. But instead, what if I can come on, target it? I can let its movement pattern fly me around. Which here isn't doing much, but maybe there'd be another animal that would like its pattern. Oh yeah, here we go. It's slowly flying up off the ground, and I could hope that that would get me some additional height. So different creatures have different movement patterns. You could find ways to take advantage of. One example. Let me find a big open bit of path early on. A quick way you can move around is this armadillo will just sort of go in a straight line whichever direction you summon it in. So let me find a nice straight path and I'll summon it sideways. But I'll grab it and then let it do its movement pattern. Fast travel! It drags me along like a little horse-drawn carriage. Hey, Rule Spider! Oh, okay, monsters are here. Let me do a side quest. Oh yeah, also I can grab enemies. So like, if there was a fire nearby, I could grab an enemy and like push them into the fire. There we go. Ping-ponged some shrews to help rescue this man. Do enemies drown? Enemies that can't swim do. Let me find an enemy and drop it in water. Okay. There you go. I rescued you. Thank you for the 20 bucks. Yeah, you can sometimes win a fight by just dropping enemies off cliffs. Oh yeah, if you see Link, pass him a message. His friends in Southern Village will be here for him when he comes home. Everyone loves Link. Everyone loves non-verbal Link. He's great. Oh, there is so many good ways to troll fights. There is a mini-boss that I did a portion of the fight just dropping enemies in holes. Yeah, let me find... Here we go. Here's a moblin. I don't think he can swim. There we go, he drowned. I can hop in the water, come get his rupee. And as you can see on the map, bits of it are becoming visible as we're exploring. There's little side quests just dotted around to find. I think there's another one around here that's a very basic one. I'll chat to this quest giver in a second. Let me just finish cutting this grass. Actually, you know what's a faster way I could be cutting the grass? Let's summon a Peahat. And use it to mow the lawn. ways you can use this mechanic. Come on, get your spikes out again. Here we go. Grass cutting. Cutting the grass for rupees. Like, I'm so curious what creative uses people are going to find for all these mechanics. This is the shortcut back to the ranch. Who's the prankster that blocked it off? I hope you're not planning to go this way. The road's blocked. I might consider taking another route, but that feels like admitting defeat. Well, funnily enough, we were just playing around with our ability to move things with magic. Let me just clear the road out for you. There you go. Well, not as if standing here is going to get the junk out my way. Not sure how much longer I can just wait here. Oh, it's clear. And with the road cleared out, I'll have to break my back climbing over that stuff. You clean things up? Well, thank you. That's a big help. Have 20 bucks. Oh god, yeah, there's gonna be some really fun fucking speedrun content for this. Oh yeah, I didn't go back. There's a fun little side quest I can go back and do. Let's head over here. Let's go back to Link's Town. Also, fast travel's pretty fucking fast, which I appreciate. I appreciate how quick it loads, hopping here, there, and everywhere. Someone's got a new quest here. There's people dotted all over the place with quests big and small. Things have been a mess lately. My wife got worried sick. I was thinking I'd cheer her up by bringing her something rare. I went on a little walk and I saw a giant plant that flies. Near those caves deep in the forest, but I lost sight of the thing. I'm worried I imagined it. I have no idea if I'll see it again. I think you mean my favorite summon, the Pea-Hat. That's the plant you saw, yeah. I should go grab my wife. She'll want to take a look at the... Oh, it's not a plant at all, it's a monster. Okay, yeah, he's cowering. Understandably, I'll put it away. There's no way that would have cheered up my wife. Oh, you went to all that trouble just to make me feel better? Oh. Oh, Thea, did you hear all that? Well, your voice does carry, you know. There was no need to do all that for my sake. I'm perfectly happy as long as I have my darling husband with me. Oh, shucks, you've always been good at making me blush. Once things settle down, what do you say the two of us do some travelling? That sounds nice. Let's think of a place to go together. Oh, thank you for bringing me what I asked. Here's a little something for you. Have some of those crystals. Aw, you've got all the time in the world to mull over your little holiday. Oh, you're laughing because you don't have all the time in the world because you're fairly old. That's. I'm glad you find that amusing between yourselves. So yeah, we could say fast travel back to here and spend some of those crystals we just got for the side quest to level up our sword form. So we can either have the sword longer or make it more powerful. I think we've got enough crystals for either right now. Okay, no, we can have more energy for the sword. Yeah, we'll do that. We pop them in the machine. Is the map really big? Do you want me to like, no spoilers. Do you want me to show you how much of the map I've uncovered in 10 hours? I can show you the map in my 10-hour playthrough. If you want to see. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna warn you, very minor spoilers. You'll see an amount of hearts I have, and I might be in a slightly different design outfit. So, like, if you want to see absolutely zero spoilers, look away until I tell you we're back in this save file, I suppose. But I'm about 10 hours in, I think. I've not been, like, precisely timing it. The Switch won't tell me at least until a week after I first play exactly what my hour count is. But I'll hopefully not show you anything too spoilery here. I will try and just get the map, and we'll look at it. I've seen this much of the map in 10 hours, so I'm going to say that's maybe, like, 3/5 or 2/3. There's, like, there's whole chunks of the map I've not been 10 hours in. So yeah, there you go. That's 10 hours-ish of exploration. I've seen this much map. The first 2 hours of game we've done, we did this tiny little area, and like a tiny, maybe a tiny bit up here. Yes, they're generous with the fast travel points as well. So I will hop back to the other save now. So no more spoilers. Spoilers are going away. There we go. Spoilers are out of view. But yeah, it's sizable. Yeah, but by comparison, 2.25 hours in, plus, yeah, not counting the rifts. Yeah, that's not even counting the space in the rifts. And like, you know, there's other bits that don't appear on that map but do take up space. I'll say no more. In 2.25 hours, even knowing what I'm doing and speeding through it quite considerably, like not having to work anything out, just going bam, 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 I know what I'm doing, zoom, zoom, zoom. I already know the optimal, like, enemies to fight that with and the puzzle solutions. 2.25 hours. Is that 100%ing those areas? I don't know for sure. I think there's definitely quests I haven't completed in those areas. It's definitely not 100%ing. I don't know how close to 100%ing it is. Being reasonably thorough. Trying to be fairly thorough. But also, there is stuff that's unlocking as I'm going. So, like, that was fairly complete on my first visit. But I know if I go back to those places, I'll probably find new shit to pick up. There's at least one town that every time I do a major story beat, I come back to because something new will have happened with one of the NPCs. There's stuff changes when you come back to places. So, even if I think I've been fairly thorough, there's a good chance if I go back there, there'll be other stuff. So yeah, let's do a little more exploring the open world. Quests do unlock as you progress for sure, says Salty. Yeah. There's at least a couple of NPCs who will actively tell you, like, hey, I've got nothing more for you right now, but if you come back later, we can, like, there'll probably be more to do. But for now, I'm literally just going to run around grabbing some fast travel spots and not interacting with too many things. We can interact with stuff if chat is in the mood for it. But I'm kind of just going to run around for a sec, seeing what basic echoes I can find, what stuff we can mark up on the map, ready for Friday when people have had a chance to start playing. You know, jumping in a bit more intently on that stream. Ooh, heart piece. Quick. Jump. Bed. Avoid the snake. Yeah, 10 hours in. I don't know this for certain. My guess is I'm about halfway through the core storyline 10 hours in. So I'm gonna guess somewhere in the region of 20 hours for the main plot beats. Plus more if I want to be completionist about doing all the side quests before I finish. Maybe 25 hours if I'm being completionist before I wrap. That's my guess. Alice Alankill, have a good night. I'm glad you enjoyed getting a little preview. Where are we at? Oh, I know where I want to go. Oh, that crow. Let's get this fucking crow done. You're a nightmare, but you are really useful to get in my collection. You're sturdy is the thing. Yeah, you'll get me on the upswing, but I'll get you on the down. Come on. Come on. Come on, P-Hat, I know you can do this. There we go, that's it. I need to get you trapped on top of it, so it can't swoop up. So that's its attack pattern. There we go. So let's look at the signpost. There's Hyrule Ranch. Actually, I'll introduce you to this. This isn't too spoilery. I'm going to introduce you to a silly little NPC. Let's interact with this stamp thing. Hi! Here is our Beedle analog for this game. I'm going to say emotionally he's like Beedle.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm the stamp guy. I've loved stamps since I was a tiny tot. Now I'm Hyrule's biggest stamp fan. Bet you're curious about this stand. This is a stamp stand, a stand for stamping stamps. Aren't stamps great? That plunk when you press one down to leave a stamp behind. Plunktacular from start to finish. That's why I love the stamp rally, travelling for stamps, collecting them all. He's one of your Tingle Beetle categories. I might be comparing him to Beetle just because of the hoy sound he makes. Sounds fun, right? Well, I've created a stamp rally with stamp stands all over Hyrule. Ready to rally? I bet you're a rally excited. Yeah, you are. Here's your stamp card. Oh, look at this first stamp when we get it. The art on these stamps is, special. They're like big muscle JoJo men. Come get all of my muscle man stamps. You'll get a reward if you come get all my muscle man stamps. Sure, sir, I'll come get all your stamps. Okay. You can interact with dogs. I know some of you are going to be very excited about that. But more importantly... where's the cat? Where's the cat? Is it inside? There are cats, and you can interact with cats. Hey. Meow. Kitty cats. You can talk to the cats and they meow back. You know what? We're going to make this the last little thing we do today. Is we're going to do a little side quest here at the ranch. Hey, choose madam. Well, I'm afraid we're not loaning out mounts at the moment. We're a bit distraught, see? One of our horses ran away. Hardly out of the usual fur to gallop out west. What's odd is she hasn't come back. The whole family went looking, but we couldn't find her. If you see our horse, I don't mind you'd suppose bringing her back here. I'll go find your horse somewhere out west. Alright. The horse got stuck in a pond. Don't worry, little fella. I'm gonna get you out of here. Okay. Oh. Great job, me, at riding that horse. Look at the tiny little chibi horses! Hello! I brought your horse back. Hooray! That is your horse. Aww. If you ever need a steed, I'll lend them to you free of charge. You can go ahead and saddle up whichever one you like, except for this nice white horse here. That's a special horse, but we can have any of the other horses. We got a little horse now. We can go travel the countryside on. Oh, more checkpoints. Ah, Roll Spider says, fun fact, in Japan, the manosphere type dudes frequently mock stamp rallies as being princessy tourism. So finding a stamp rally in this game is cute and fun for me for a good bonus reason too. Oh, I like that a lot. Oh, I like that. Come on. Get defeated. Okay, fine. Let me summon a Dark Nut. We're a little slow for the wind-up, but if they hit you, they're gonna be fucked up. Yeah, there we go. Ooh, I see a chest. I'm already getting a bit Breath of the Wildy where I'm like, I'm going somewhere, but a thing distracted me. I've got to ADHD this for a minute. I gotta do the thing. It's in the box. More of those monster stones. 10 hours in, don't know what they do yet. Ooh. Oh, wolves. Wolves are really good for combat. Let's fight a wolf. The wolf chases the ball. Oh, I'm in hard mode. I've already used a fairy fighting this wolf. They do pretty decent damage, honestly. Yeah, if I can get a wolf summon early, that's gonna really help. Oh, this does not fuck around in hard mode, huh? Yeah, that damage is not kidding. That damage is not joking around in hard mode, is it? Yeah, the wolves are powerful. They're strong. You know what? Come on, P-Hat. Fuck up that wolf. I do need that wolf on my team. Come on. Fuck up that wolf. You see what I mean about, like, this is Pokemon battles. It's summoner classes in RPGs. This is... I'm being a Beastmaster cleric. I'm doing my... Like, I'm using Polymorph to, you know, do my combat. Hooray, we have a Wolfos. Hurrah. And as you see, we've completely ignored the directions that the game was telling us to go. It was like, yeah, go, there's a dungeon this way and a dungeon this way. And we're just like, nope, we're going over here. And this is what I mean. Once you get past that first dungeon, the game really does open up. Cinnamon Robin says, have you found the combat gets a bit boring or repetitive relying on echoes? That was my main worry from when this game was first revealed, but most reviewers don't seem to think so. I don't think so, and let me try and explain to you why. The way that combat grows as you get further in is that enemies will have more and more things that they resist or ways that, like, they're hard to attack. So you have to get really creative to work around them. A really basic example of that is as you start getting further in, more enemies will start having shields in front of them. You can't just attack them from the front, because anything of your summons that you just, like, throw at them will attack the shield and not really do any damage. What you would need to start doing in that case is, like, how do I put this? Conventional wisdom is in a game like this, if I get a more powerful summon, I'll always use that as my new default summon, because why wouldn't I? It deals more damage. But, let's say I'm talking about that shielded enemy, I could use all of my summon points, all 4 of my summon points I currently have, on like one level 4 thing that hits really hard. But if that's one-on-one with a shielded enemy, it's just going to go up against the shield. The shielded enemy is just going to keep turning to face it. What I would do instead is summon like 2 level 2 enemies. They're weaker, but I can summon one in front to like keep the enemy's attention, get around the back of it, summon a second one that can attack it from behind. It's going to have 2 targets, it's going to have a harder time avoiding getting damaged. That's a really basic example, but what it demonstrates is A, the strongest thing you have isn't always the correct answer, and B, sometimes multiple weak things is better than one strong thing. And why this is particularly important is, as you go through in this game, you will start getting echoes that are, on paper, a summon you already have, but quote-unquote better. But it's not always going to be better. And a really good example of that is beds. I currently have a bed. I can use it for, like, building bridges to, like, get across, up and across to stuff. They're really useful for, like, making staircases. But they're also a way that I can heal when I'm not in combat. At some point, I'll get a better bed, which will heal my health when not in combat faster. You would think, surely that's a better bed. But no, it takes up more triangles to summon, which means, yes, it's better for healing outside of combat, but it's less good for making a staircase with, because I can only summon half as many of them. I'm only going to get half as far. Your technically worse versions of things will still find use, even after you've gotten technically better versions of them. And the combat is such that, like, good example, Dark Nuts immune to blunt damage. You have to use non-blunt damage. So, like, if I've been using the armadillos that I just, like, bounce and roll at them like I was using against that wolf originally, if I've gotten into the routine of the armadillo is what I use for everything, I really like it, it goes in a straight line, it's fast, it does melee damage, it does nothing to Dark Nuts, so suddenly I've got to find a damage type that will hit Dark Nuts. If there's an enemy that, like, does really quick attacks, my Dark Nut's going to be kind of useless because it needs a strong wind. It needs a long wind up, and if it keeps getting its wind up interrupted, it's not going to be particularly useful. So anything that's attacking me fast, I need to swap in something that attacks fast. I will stop giving examples there, but that's the kind of thing that means that, like, I can't just rely on a single summon. You have to keep changing up stuff on the combat. Yeah. Cinnamon Robin says, I was worried it would just turn into standing around while your echoes do all the work. Glad that's not the case. Yeah, some enemies will still target you, even while there's enemies, so you're having to dodge attacks because they still see you as the bigger threat. Like, there is stuff to be doing in fights. Anyway, this is the smoothie maker. Let's make some smoothies. I'm gonna do a grape and apple smoothie. Let's find out what that does. A refreshing mixed smoothie. I've not yet found, like, modifying your summons, but I found variations of your summons. So, like, maybe I have the... So, an example, you know that thing I have that, like, bounces around making fire? I found a water equivalent of it that does something similar but for water. I'm not modifying the summon, but I'm finding a variant summon, if that sort of answers that. Okay. Okay, we're gonna do like another 10 minutes or so. I'm gonna fumble around Kakariko Village a little bit. How much do I need for the... There's a cool object in the shop, and I think it's 400. It's pricey. Oh, 500 for the climbing band to be able to climb faster. Okay, we'll leave that for now. There's a couple of little quests I can do while I'm in Kakariko. They're nothing... There's nothing too plot-related in Kakariko at the second, but there's a couple of little quests we can do. Let's see what's down the well. I don't remember what's down the well. Some grapes for smoothie making. Okay. A woman's lost her cuckoos. Yeah, I'll help you find them. There's 5 missing in town. Yeah, this building here is probably the last thing I'll do on the stream today. And this will give me like half an hour or an hour to continue my personal playthrough before I go to bed. Because I'm going to be up in the morning, because I've got to go to an awards thing. I've got to go find out if I'm the best at journalism. Did I do the best journalism? Did I do journalism better than everyone else? I'll find out tomorrow. We'll see. I'm up against some tough competition, and even if I don't win, it is lovely to have been nominated as one of the top 4 women in the UK doing impactful journalism in games. That is pretty cool. I am excited to have made it to the shortlist. I want to believe, but we'll see. It would be nice. I've been doing this stuff a decade now. It would be nice to have a thing on my desk that says, a decade in, you did the best for a period of time. You did real good for a bit there. Okay, and the last cuckoo is on the top of this stupid windmill. It's up there. It took me so long to find. Let's... What am I doing? No, I want the climbing, the crawl chiller. And... Aha! We'll get the cuckoo. Here you go, I got all your chickens. If nothing else, I'll get to enjoy a lot of free wine tomorrow in a fancy venue. I'll get to dress up fancy and drink free wine, so it'll be a lovely day. I believe this, you are right about this being a rearrangement of Outset Island. You might be right. It's definitely got similarities, if nothing else. I want that katana. I don't know what it will be useful for. I don't think they're going to let me swing it around, but I want the sparkly katana. This is Combat Dojo. Okay, we're gonna do Dream Combat. We're gonna have Vision Quest Combat. We got Challenge Combat to do. We'll get that katana if we do enough cool stuff. Who's our little companion? Try, a magical little being that helps fix rifts, and is our friend now. Okay, so blank slate battle. Start with no echoes and no items. Defeat your enemies using only what's available in the dream. We've got to do it in under a minute. I believe if we can do it in under like 35 seconds, we get like a cool stamp. We'll see if we can do it that fast. Yeah, Zelda's just a blue mage, yeah. Okay, so I gotta win with only the stuff in this room. We learn this echo. Throw this at the Octorok. Learn the Octorok. I wanna kill that bat as quickly as possible. This is gonna be the big thing for whether I do this in big time, is can I hit the bat in... Oh, second attempt. Second attempt is pretty good. Because then I wanna use the bats to swarm the moblin. Come on. This is not going to be fast enough for the bonus stamp. I probably should have used the Octorok. The Octorok's more damage for the ground one. Use the bats for the... I could have been... You know what? I could have been using the rock to help. Yeah, okay. I wanted to do it in like 35 seconds. What we do is we use the Octoroks for the ground, and we use the bats only for the one up top. So 50 seconds, we did it fast enough to get like the tick, but we're not going to get like the cool mark on our thing. So I'm going to retry that at least once. I want the little stamp of this man's face next to the challenge. Does Zelda get alternate outfits in the game that I know of? Yes, but not for a while. I'll say this. It's a little while before you get extra outfits, but you do eventually get extra outfits. Okay, I think I was onto something with the overall strat. I still think we get the rock. Run around, use the rock to kill the Octorok, get the Octorok. I think we spam the Octorok against the moblin, and we use the rock to help. Yeah, we learn the bat. 27. Okay, we've got like somewhere in the region of 8 seconds to use the bat to kill the Deku Baba. We maybe could have sped it up with using the... If we'd learnt the spear one, we could maybe have used the spear and kill the Deku Baba faster. Can I throw the rock from here high enough? Okay, okay. I think the plan, as we currently did it, works. We grab the spear and use that. Okay, we can only do one spear one, but I think, yeah, he would do it faster. Yeah, he's a level 2. We use him for the Deku Baba because the Deku Baba doesn't move around. So perfect target for his spears. Because his spears do good ranged, high damage attacks, but they're not good for left or right moving enemies. I'm determined I'm gonna get the fancy stamp on this. I know I can do it, you see. Run around. Okay, learn this. Okay, under 40 seconds, we might get the cool stamp. That feels like that could be within the cutoff time. I'm probably not going to go for far. Oh yeah, no, I never imagined it could be done so fast. Cool. 40 seconds was what we needed to be under. Hooray! And I think that means we get the stamp that I wanted to get. And then we can just do the other one quick. Yeah, we got the little that little stamp. That's what I was after. We can use all our our regular echoes rather than needing to get them within this second challenge. And you're about to see how I'm gonna do this. It's my favorite. We're using the pea hat again. Everyone loves the pea hat. It's perfect for big crowd control on the other side of a fence like this. Watch it go, watch it spin. I'm gonna keep summoning it fresh so that we don't have to deal with the downtime where it doesn't have access to the spikes. We're gonna minimize downtime so that we can keep retargeting it at the largest mass of enemies possible. Okay, 39, 40 seconds. Can we do it in under 45? Is that fast enough? Is this fast enough for a fancy stamp? I could have been more efficient there. Okay, I want to give that one more try. I'm pretty sure I can get the speedy stamp on that again. I'm going to have to come back later to do more of these because I haven't yet encountered the enemies that his next missions are about. So I've got to come back and do these later. Okay. Okay, I can do that faster. I'm going to be more careful about when I respawn the pea hat. When I leave it to do its thing. I should only give it that downtime when I have to. It spins for longer than I always expect. I need it to hit the dark nut in the back. Okay, yeah, when it's on the downtime, I might as well do the respawn. Oh, okay. The dark nut is gone. That's great. That's great. We might... What time did we get last time? I don't remember what our record was. This might even be slower. Yeah, this is definitely slower. Okay, I'm not going to worry about getting that stamp time. But, there you go. But yeah, let's leave it here for today, I think. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. I will be back playing more Echoes of Wisdom on Friday's stream. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope I balanced a good amount of here's what the game is, here's how it looks without spoiling too much for people who are still waiting to play it. We will continue doing stuff on Friday. I hope this was a good appetizer for the game to come. I'm going to go downstairs and play at least another half hour of my own playthrough because I want to know what's happening next. Big exciting things happen and I want to see what's new. Have a good rest of your evening, everyone. Have a good day. And I will be back streaming this on Friday. And for the foreseeable few weeks. Goodbye.